Hello everybody, it's a beautiful day here today in sunny Coventry. It's a rare weekend off for me, to be honest, which I'm looking forward to. The last few weekends I've been doing courses with Matty Evans and our Real Combat System. But what I wanted to talk about briefly today, I was going to talk about panic attacks, and I've put a post on this page about panic attacks today and dealing with them. I know it's a big issue for people. But I also want to use these videos for anyone that's interested and talk about whatever's around at that moment in time. So it might be a different topic to what I planned. But again, like I said before, that's the way life is. And the word that's been around for me the last few days is ego. Quite a few people mentioning the word, and I've heard people say about killing the ego and controlling the ego. For me, personally, I mean, I've got my own beliefs on it. I think it's a much misunderstood area because when people talk about ego, I don't think we realise how important ego is sometimes. Ego is the thing that we develop to protect us in this life, in society. It's the methods we come up with to fit in. It's actually designed to sort of keep us safe, although it often backfires on us. And so when people say death of the ego, actually that I don't think that would be necessarily a really good thing to do. I'd rather look at controlling the ego. It's a bit like an energy. If we can control it and point it in the right direction, it'll really help us. But trying to get rid of it, A, I don't know if that's possible anyway, and B, I think that would be detrimental. And it might even be our own ego saying kill the ego. It's such a complicated area. So for me, it's not about getting rid of ego, it's about using it. It's a bit like somebody, you see this in gyms all the time, somebody who's a little bit wild on the street. A lot of famous boxers have said this as well. They've been going down a wrong path and then they've found boxing and they've been able to channel their energy into boxing and become quite successful boxers. So for me, it's the same with ego. If we can become more aware of our ego and when we're coming from our ego, and then we can start to channel that energy and help us to go in the right direction, whatever that is for you as well. My friend Jeff Thompson often says that, you know, he was abused as a child and he was full of anger and went through a period of quite a violent period in his life, and then he channeled that energy into writing books and films, and he's written over 40 books, I believe. He's won a BAFTA. He's done some major films recently. I know he's got lots of things going on at the moment as well. So what he did is he channeled that energy, or if you want to say that ego, and used it for good. So, you know, maybe we need to be a little bit kinder to our ego, not talk about killing it, and start looking at how we can get it on side and use it. But I do believe that we need to be aware, you know, that we're coming from ego. My friend Paul Regan, who did a lot of work in AA, Paul's somebody that I've got a massive amount of time for, great guy. He said in the AA, they used to say ego stood for edge, God, out. And I personally believe, you know, that we have got a spiritual side of our personality, and that's the bit that, you know, the ego keeps covered up sometimes, that we're scared to show. So, you know, let's work with our ego. Let's work with the ego. We can talk about it on this site. If anybody's got any ideas that they want to look at, let me know, and we can talk about it on these film clips as well. But enjoy your weekend. I'm looking forward to a relaxing weekend, actually. So enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine while it's here, and hopefully I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.